Hey guys, I'm back. Doing a quick video on some things that I've recently done on my Instagram, and by recently I mean some of these are a couple months old, but you know, YouTube gets stuff slower sometimes. Basically, I just modified some bless me, some Marvel Comics figures. I'm gonna show them off. None of these are. One of these is more in depth than the rest. Actually, I guess two of them you can count. But I'm gonna sneeze again, aren't I? Hold on. Yeah, bless me. So first one here. You remember quite a while ago, Lego made a comic Thor figure. Not a bad figure. I've kept the face and what's it called? I've kept the face and torso from that figure. However, when they originally made him, he had just long hair, no helmet, no shoulder pads, and no boots. It just had plain blue legs. So all I did was swap in overmolded legs because I don't believe the dual-molded overmolded legs existed when that figure came out at that point. They have, of course, made blue and yellow ones, so threw them on there. I added these to his wrist. These are braces rubber bands, which gave me like the red and black, like the red outer with the black stripe in the middle. Was able to accomplish that. Now you do see he's got some hair showing through there, and that hair does show all the way around. And honestly, all I've done is these old dwarf helmets, because they were designed to fit with beards, they are pretty wide around the bottom. And basically what I did was took the hairpiece the original Thor figure came with and pretty much cut it down so it's just this, and it just sits there, and then you can take the helmet and it just slides on and the hair sits there with the helmet. So I could glue it if I wanted to. I haven't, just because it doesn't really need to be. But yeah, it gives you the hair showing through. And I also took this bootleg Mjolnir that's like gunmetal, and drilled a hole and shoved the brown bar in there to give Mjolnir with a brown handle. But yeah, pretty simple. I guess I'll show all the simple ones first. Here's Rogue. I can't remember if I ever showed her on YouTube or not. This is a while ago. Basically, I spliced two hair pieces together. I cut it. Honestly, this could have been done better. This is about a year or 2 years old at this point. But the goal was to get the white topped hair and the brown bottom without painting it. So this is actually, if I take it off, you can see there's the white hairpiece in there. It's glued to this brown one. It's a kind of, I could have just taken the white hairpiece, and it's probably what I would do now. Just take this same hairpiece in white and paint the bottom half brown. But this is what I did instead. I think I got this off, I think GC Bricks on Instagram did this first. So I did it pretty much right after he did. I'm going to bring him up again later. I think he's on YouTube too. I think it's Gold Bricks on YouTube. Maybe. I think he has a YouTube channel as well. I'll have to find it. This Punisher figure, this is just the official figure. All I did was swap in a different head and hair, and I gave him these. These come from like AliExpress bootlegs, Dragon Ball Z figures, these big gauntlet glove top things. So I put on these white ones because it looks like, big pirate gloves that they have in the old Marvel comics. Speaking of which, here is Taskmaster. Taskmaster. Similar, gave him the same gloves because he's got them big poofy gloves. But what I've also done, I swapped in the hood for the new Moon Knight, or newer Moon Knight hood, and erased the moon. I erased that off the forehead. I gave him an orange cape, because to be honest, I'm out of white capes anyway. But Taskmaster usually has like orange highlights and orange cape sometimes, so I thought it looked cool. And then I did dual molded legs, so if I kind of raise his arms up and I used the input brick guides to make white and dark blue legs to round him off. So, fairly simple. Think it looks cool. So these last two are the more complicated ones. So here's Iron Fist. The Lego Iron Fist, the official figure, is just a yellow printed head with these eyes and a smirking mouth. And then this torso, actually, but it's just all green, and there's a black dragon on the torso, and then green legs. So what I did, added dual molded legs to get the yellow boots, or just get more yellow on them. I painted the torso to have an open chest, and I painted around the dragon logo. So the dragon logo is actually the same one that was on the torso originally, but I painted the flesh around it and erased some of the printing here on the side of the torso. And basically I made it look like he had an open face deep V shirt like Iron Fist has a lot of the time, and the dragon tattoo is tattooed directly on his skin instead of like on his suit. And then the head is actually the official Iron Fist head. But what I did was I cut it in half, and I glued. I think this is a head from the Queer Eye set. I don't know the guy's name, but that bearded guy from that set. And I cut it in half, and then glued the two together, so it looks like this bearded head has the mask on. And then I painted a white collar piece yellow for. He has this big pot collar sometimes on Iron Fist does, so I did that, and I think it looks neat. Just pretty simple upgrades to make that figure a lot better. Now, this last one was the most in-depth, just because what I had to do. I've never done it before. I followed a tutorial also by GC Bricks that I mentioned earlier that he had made on how to dye Lego parts. And the part that I dyed, and I'll show it right off the bat here, so you can tell, this dome is orange. And currently this dome only exists in clear, right here, this translucent clear plastic. Well, I wanted to keep it translucent, but I needed it to be orange for this Cosmic Ghost Rider, because this is pretty much exactly what the character has, but I wanted it orange. So I'll link it below if I remember, but GC Bricks, the same guy I mentioned, has a tutorial on his Instagram on how to dye Lego parts, and pretty much you basically use a certain brand of fabric dye, synthetic fabric dye, whatever color you want, and then 100% acetone, which is usually you can find in like nail polish remover. And you soak the part you want in that, and it'll dye it that color. So this dome is like, you can't tell that this was a clear piece. Like this, as far as you can tell just by looking at it, this is a official translucent orange Lego piece, injection molded translucent orange. It is not. It was this before. After soaking it in the dye for literally about 3 minutes, it became this. Now, his tutorial says to soak the part overnight. Now, that might be true for parts like hard plastic parts. Like if you want to dye a tan part into dark red, for example, you probably would have to soak it a lot longer overnight potentially. These translucent parts, this literally took 3 minutes to do. So if I left it in there any longer, it would have been a lot darker, and I don't want it to be any darker than that. But yeah. So I dyed a part. I've never done it before. It came out great. You can see it's still shiny, like in the light it's reflecting. It didn't dull it at all. The finish is still glossy. There's no texture. It just pretty much perfectly dyed the part exactly what I wanted it. And it couldn't have come out any better, I don't think, to be honest. So big thanks to GC Bricks for that tutorial. And thanks to Jared Figs. I haven't mentioned him on the channel in a while because the bum doesn't make videos anymore. But Jared Figs also dyed a piece the same orange color for something he's working on, and he gave me some tips about it. He's the one that warned me, do not do it overnight, and to do it very, it only takes about 3 to 5 minutes. So that is a big thank you to Jared Figs. Other thing, I made this armor piece out of Ninjago armor. You can actually see the whole front of the armor is attached. And this is made from cut plastic and like one of those 1x2 bricks with the the like grill texture on either side that's going opposite directions. I like cut that off and glued it on for the skull teeth. These are braces, rubber bands to get those rings around his wrist. I used James's boot guide to make gunmetal legs with this new Star Galaxy torso, because this torso and legs is honestly what spawned the idea to make this figure. I painted these eyes and this gunmetal and all on this armor piece. You can see the bat. There's the bat, the earth back there. But yeah, this was the whole point of this figure, pretty much. And to be honest, I'm about to run out of time. I'm running out of storage on my phone, and I can see I got about 30 seconds before it stops recording. To be honest, though, this is the last figure, and the main reason I wanted to make this video anyway, because of this Ghost Rider and talk about this dyed helmet. So, thanks to GC Bricks for it. Hope you guys enjoy the video. I gotta make a thumbnail, I reckon. I don't know what it'll be, but we'll see. So, yep. Thanks for watching, and bye.